Protesting wrestlers earlier wrote to the IOA chief, that is PT Usha. She is newly appointed to the post. They wrote to her, taking their complaints straight to the top. Their complaints are about alleged sexual harassment against none other than the WFI president, a man who is also a current sitting MP, a BJP MP. India's top wrestlers, Vinesh Phogat, Bajrang Punia, Sakshi, Malik, Ravi, Dahiya, Deepak, Punia, all of them today wrote to the president of the Indian Olympic Association, that is PT Usha, on sexual harassment allegations against the Wrestling Federation of India and its chief, Brij Bhushan Saran Singh, a BJP MP. The wrestlers are seeking the chief's sacking. That's what they wrote in this letter to the head of the Indian Olympic Association. The protesting wrestlers are insisting that the wrestling body chief be sacked immediately in the wake of the Me Too allegations. They've even said that they fear for their lives. Now, interestingly, until now, despite the serious charges, there's been no FIR that's been filed. And why is that? Well, NDTV's sources have told us that the reason that an FIR hasn't been filed, even that the police hasn't taken suo moto notice on this matter, is that the charges, really no specific case has been reported against the president per se or coaches. But before that, let's just go across to Rika Roy, who's bringing us this breaking news. And we have Osama also on standby. Rika, first to you. The wrestlers taking this all the way to the top. The new president of the IOA has to hit the ground running with these allegations being brought straight to her. And we now know that the IOA has a response. What is it?
Well, Sarah, we know that Kalyan Chaubey, the Joint Secretary and CEO of IOA, has sent out a notice to all the members of the IOA Executive Council that they are going to be meeting at 5:45 p.m. today to discuss the letter that has been written to them by the athletes, and they're saying that the points raised in the athletes' letter are of very important nature and require immediate action, which is why they are going to have the meeting at 5:45 today. They're saying that the President IOA has desired to call an urgent online meeting of the Executive Council to discuss and decide on the letter received from the wrestling athletes Vinesh Phogat, Bajrang Punia, Sakshi, Malik, Ravi, Dahiya and Deepak Punia. The IOA has the powers to ban the federation if they think that there have been violations in the way they have been operating so far. So the powers fairly rest with the Indian Olympic Association. There are provisions under which they can send the suspension letter. Though, as a result, right now, if I were to tell you that they will do it, I would be jumping the gun. We'll have to wait for the outcome of that meeting, because the sports minister has also assured these athletes that strictest action will be taken against the Wrestling Federation and perhaps the Wrestling Federation chief. If
hold that thought 1 second. Hold that thought. You are saying the sports minister has assured the wrestlers that strictest action will be taken against the federation chief and the federation, but the federation chief is digging his heels in. He has given a statement where he says there's absolutely no question of him stepping down. And while at this stage these are just allegations per se, how does one carry out an investigation when the main allegations are against the person who heads the federation that needs to conduct this investigation? How does that work?
Sarah, the Indian government and the sports ministry has been very clear about cleaning up the federations. They have been very, very clear about a clean and a transparent sporting system, which is why they also wanted a new Indian Olympic Association panel in place. And once that happened, all the other associations, the respective sporting associations, also had to undergo change in terms of putting new structures in place. Wrestling Federation was one of the federations which gone into elections in the next few months. But even before the elections, what happens now is that a bunch of elite athletes, they come up with allegations against the president of the wrestling body, though those allegations are still to be proven. And as you mentioned, that the president is digging his heels in. However, the IOA, or the Indian Olympic Association, has the powers to dismiss the association if they see that there are irregularities in the way they have functioned.
All right. And Rika, I just want to ask you one more question before I let you go back to your reporting. Let's not forget that these are very serious charges of sexual harassment that have been raised by women athletes who have been fettered by all of India because they bought glory. I think we've lost a line there with Rika. As I was saying, that these are women athletes who have raised some very serious charges of sexual harassment. And these are women athletes who brought glory to the country in a field that is completely male dominated. Now, the question right now, let's go across to Osama, who is at the home of the sports minister. And I think, Osama, that meeting is still underway. The last time the sports minister met with the wrestlers to try and assuage their concerns, that ended in a deadlock. It ended in a stalemate. This is a second attempt by the home minister. But that said, these are extremely serious charges. There are also charges against a sitting MP, a 6-time MP of the BJP. Once I think he was also MP of the SP. My question to you, Osama, is how come until now, given that these are very serious charges, no FIR seems to have been filed, and everybody is holding meetings and trying to meet with the wrestlers who've raised these allegations. What happened to the law, and should the police be filing a suo motu case? Should an FIR have been filed? Do we know where we stand on that front?
Yes, Sarah, until and unless an FIR is filed, the Federation or the Indian Olympic Association or the Sports Ministry cannot take direct actions on the Federation itself. In fact, the National Sports Code, it does mention that it is the duty of the Sports Code, the National Sports Code, to make sure to keep all the federations, all the national sports federation compliant in their duties of regulating sports and making sure the welfare of the athletes is in place. It also talks about preventing age fraud. It also talks about protecting the athletes' rights, preventing child abuse. It also talks about any kind of sexual harassment in sports and protecting gender equality in sports. The allegations that have been raised by the wrestlers, especially the female wrestlers, these top wrestlers, are very serious allegations, and that include sexual harassment against the president of the Wrestling Federation of India. And like you mentioned, until and unless there is an FIR registered against him, there is no action that can be taken on him directly. And also because as Brij Bhushan Saran Singh mentioned in the afternoon, he vehemently denied all the allegation and said that he has been elected democratically, and it is not because of any one person that he is in that position is the reason why he is there. But talking about the procedure of suspension of any such sports federation, the National Sports Code talks about in its Annexure 3. It very clearly states that if at all there is any serious irregularities in the functioning of the the federation, of any sports federation, there will be action taken against those federation, which also include disbanding and dissolution of that particular federation. So until and unless, as Rika mentioned earlier, that there has been an executive council meeting called by the Indian Olympic Association, which has the power to disband any such federation. We'll have to wait at least till the meeting is over, and we'll have to wait till we get a word from that meeting. What exactly have they decided, and what are they talking about, and what decision are they going to take? Because it does talk about the fact that any international or Asian federation that recognizes these sports federation, they have the power to suspend these federations. So we'll have to wait and watch till the time that meeting is over and we get a word from there, and then only we can give you an update as to what exactly
that's not the only press conference or meeting that we will be waiting and watching for, Vedant. We are also expecting that head of the Wrestling Federation to speak. He says that there's going to be a press conference. I think I last heard it was scheduled for 5, but what exactly is his defense at this point of time? What has he been saying, or his camp been saying, in response to these very serious allegations, apart from the fact that there's no question of him resigning?
Well, absolutely, Sarah. He's been quite aggressive and belligerent. Of course, he said that, a political conspiracy is at play against him. But let me tell you something very important, Sarah, at this hour, that now we are hearing from our sources that the Wrestling Federation of India is likely to meet on the 22nd of January, which is the day after tomorrow, and there can be a decision on the suspension of the federation as well as, the suspension of the federation chief. Now, that is significant because remember, up till now, Bhushan Singh has been saying that all the allegations are absolutely false and it's all a political conspiracy against him, and all of this is being done to, in a sense, defame and malign the wrestling industry and also malign female wrestlers of the country. But now we are hearing that on the 22nd of January in Ayodhya, the Wrestling Federation of India is likely to meet, and a decision on the resignation or suspension of the federation president is likely. That is significant. Now, the other important thing right now is that Vinesh, Phogat and the other important representatives of this uprising in the national capital, they have left the spot. They have left Jantar Mantar, and in fact, Anurag Thakur at his residence, along with the DG of the Sports Authority of India, in fact said that we are open to meeting these protesting wrestlers, but so far they have not gone to meet the Sports Ministry representatives at Anurag Thakur's residence. Now, we are being told that they are waiting for Brij Bhushan's press conference, which was scheduled to be held at 4 this evening, but it's so far not started. It might be the case that because Anurag Thakur in fact has directed him to stay away from the media. So of course we are waiting for his press conference, and we are also waiting for the protesting wrestlers to meet the sports minister.